Hi folks, and welcome back to Broadside Gaming with me, Zug. So, Nightmares and Visions is out, and we are cobbling together some day one Ogryn builds. So this is going to be a Loyal Protector build. So we take a look at what we're using weapons-wise first, and then we'll jump into the talents. I mean, it's pretty damn standard what we're using. It's the Battle Maul and Slab Shield, with Carapace Flax, Skull Crusher, and Opportunist on. And then for our secondary, we're going to be using the Rumbler. But to be honest, you can use any weapon you want. I just like the Rumbler. They have updated the Grenade Gauntlet, so it does a little bit more damage, but this is a Slab Shield build, so we're mostly going to be using the shield. So I don't think it's quite worth using the Grenade Gauntlet, because then, you know, you won't be using the shield, which is what we kind of need to use for this build. And for the Curios, 2 Toughness and 1 Health with Toughness, Stamina Regeneration, and Damage Resistance Gunners, and then the other 2 are twinned with Toughness, Damage Resistance Snipers, and Damage Resistance Gunners. Stamina is far more relevant in this update, so if you wanted to, you could take off the Damage Resistance to Snipers to have Stamina Regeneration across all 3. Now, for the build, we are starting off with Heavyweight, plus 30% damage against Bulwarks, Crushers, Plague, Ogryns, and Reapers, also receiving plus 30% damage reduction against the same. These are all pretty standard up here. They haven't changed these very much apart from their position. Smash 'em, replenish 5% toughness after hitting a single enemy with a melee attack, increased 15% toughness if it is a heavy attack. The best defense, replenish 5% toughness after hitting multiple enemies with a single melee attack. This is increased to 15% on a heavier melee attack. As you can see, they have differentiated here between light and heavy, which is quite nice, which means we can do both. Then down through the middle, we're going to be taking the Frag Bomb, because I like the Frag Bomb. You can basically take whatever you want here, whatever suits your playstyle. They all work. And then we're going into Toughness, Damage Reduction, and then into Payback Time, which they have changed ever so slightly. Now it is plus 15% damage for 5 seconds after a successful dodge or being hit by an attack. Then we're coming over to the left with Soften Them Up. With enemies damaged by your melee attack, take 15% more damage for 5 seconds. Into Focused Fighter, plus 4% damage resistance from melee attacks on a successful melee attack. Stacks 5 times, stacks are removed upon taking damage from another melee attack. Jesus Christ, so many melee attacks in this build. So, quite a nice build. Talent, but rewards blocking and dodging. Pumped Up, plus 15% damage resistance while above 75% stamina. As I said, stamina is becoming more relevant in these builds. Toughness, damage reduction, and then we're going to be taking a look at Loyal Protector. Taunt enemies within 12 meters, making them attack only you for 15 seconds. This effect repeats after 3 seconds and after 6 seconds. As you can see, they have changed how Loyal Protector works quite a bit. And then down into No Pain, Loyal Protector and its repeats replenish 10% toughness and an additional 0.5% each 1 second per enemy affected, up to 10% for 3 seconds. Then into Go Again, staggering an enemy replenishes 2.5% cooldown of your Loyal Protector. If you want, you can go for Valuable Distraction, which is giving you more base damage, but this is also allowing you to use Loyal Protector more, therefore farming back more toughness. I would say Go Ahead is more viable than Valuable Distraction. But again, it's up to you. I just think this one's better. Then into a Rending Boost for 5% rending. Then Beat Them Back, plus 15% melee damage on a successful heavy melee attack, lasts 5 seconds. Crunch, up to 15% bonus damage and 30% impact bonus to your charged melee attacks based on charge time. They have wildly improved Crunch. It now does not take an absolute age to charge it up. It basically charges at the same level as Thrust, which, as you know, they improved a couple of patches back. So, Crunch is quite viable. Right, back into the talents. Where were we? Crunch, right. Then over on to this side. Strike True, plus 10% melee weak spot damage. Always good when using the Slab Shield because it's very accurate. Batter, inflict 2 stacks of bleed on melee hit, increased to plus 4 on heavy melee hit. Bonebreaker's Aura, plus 10% melee attack damage for you and your allies in Coherency, into melee damage boost, and we're taking Delight in Destruction. Now, we're taking this because we are also taking Batter. If you don't want to take this, you are losing a little bit of defense and quite a bit of damage from the bleed, but if you're going to get rid of one, you need to get rid of both, I would suggest. 8% damage resistance per bleeding enemy in melee range, stacks 4 times. Then over to the middle, we're taking a toughness damage boost here, and then into Attention Seeker. Blocking or pushing enemies taunts them for 8 seconds. You can do all sorts of nice shenanigans with this, as in taunting in ranged enemies if you block their shots. Only really works with gunners and a few other things, but there are videos explaining how it works exactly on the channel and on other channels if you want to deep dive into it. Into Bruiser, 100% ability cooldown regeneration for 3 seconds after you or your allies in coherency kill an elite enemy. Then down into Get Stuck In. On activating your combat ability, you and your allies in coherency gain plus 20% movement speed and are also immune to stun and suppression. Then into No Hurting Friends, plus 2.5% strength on damage taken by your allies in coherency. 5 max stacks lasts 10 seconds, plus 15% toughness damage reduction on max stacks. Then into Feel No Pain. You are blessed with 10 stacks of Feel No Pain. Each stack grants 2.5% toughness replenishment and 2.5% damage reduction. Taking damage removes 1 stack. Stacks are restored every 3 seconds. Then into Pained Outburst. When Feel No Pain reaches 5 stacks or below, you push back enemies and replenish 50% toughness. They have changed this from reaching 0 to 5 now. And then Toughest. Feel No Pain grants 2.5% toughness replenishment per stack. So this is, as I said, is a day 1 build. It has had some marginal testing. It does work quite nicely, but there will be more changes to come to these builds as we play through and do a lot more testing to them. So before anyone jumps on and says, "Yeah, it's wrong," it's a day 1 build. This is something to work with and fiddle around if you want to. I always encourage you guys to edit these builds as much as you want, as you know, not every build is going to be right for every person. But there you have it, a Laurel Protector build to try out day 1. I do hope you enjoy it, and if you do, please do like, subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. It really does help us out. And I shall see you all for the next video, which will no doubt be a heavy hitter build. So until then, take it easy, and I'll see you later.